It's all back to front. It's my dyslexia coming through. I don't know which way is my left and my right.
That is have begun already. So here we are. We are back. Your three favorite business minds. Whether you watch us live with us or whether you watch us on replay, it is always our pleasure to show up with good information, good fun, good energy every Monday at 3 p.m. at least Pacific Standard Time. There's other time zones involved here as well. And I'm just going to well, first of all, I'm James. I'm the Ascension Coach. I help people connect with higher states of consciousness, align with their higher selves, and discover their soul's purpose, empowering them to live a life of love, fulfillment, and joy and abundance, all that good stuff. And I'll let Dr. Melissa go next in introducing herself.
Hi, I am Dr. Melissa Robinson Weinmiller, and I am the Empathy Queen. And what I teach is EQ via empathy to those in leadership positions or aspiring to be in leadership positions that want to improve productivity, innovation, and revenue. That's what I do.
And so I'm on the bottom of the screen. Is that correct? Like you two are up top and I'm just the third one down here. Is that?
That's what happens when you're late. Yeah.
You're the
That's what happens when you're
Well, I think I'm down under. So it's only fitting that I'm in the Southern Hemisphere here. Plus, I'm wearing my super cape today. I hope you like that because it's all about our superpowers. And I chose my favorite peg to hold it together. So my name's Lisa Marie, surname Marie, and I help people become limitless. I have a superpower that really helps tap into people's hidden blocks to, those maniacs on a mission, those people who want to just have a life of greatness, fulfillment, and impact the world. And basically, I help people tap into their superconscious and remove the hidden blocks to help them live that higher version of themselves. And today we're going to have so much fun with our superpowers.
So a good place to go from here is I think the three of us should share our superpowers. And I think my superpowers have evolved. There's probably quite a bit of them, but I think the one that I'm really on top of, that I've really been using a lot, is detachment. And I was talking with a good friend of mine recently, and I said, all these amazing things are happening, and I'm appreciative, but they don't mean anything. They don't mean as much as they would have, because I'm detached from outcomes, and I'm detached from, people, places, and things having to be a certain way. And because I'm in that space, all this amazing stuff begins to show up. So I think my superpower is just detachment right now.
Fantastic. And so, James, what do you really feel has been a dominating theme in your life with what you're really good at?
Yeah, but what I'm really good at is I'm good at connecting people. I'm good at relating to people. I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and really been able to connect with people on an intimate level. So I would say that would be definitely something that jumps out.
Excellent. Over to you, Melissa.
I'm going to be honest. It's not that I have a superpower, it's that I give superpowers. That's what I do. I've always considered myself a catalyst, and I have a way of being able to walk into situations and help people be better. And that's what I do.
I'm taking notes. And what I really love is, as I was going through my personal development journey and, probably like both of you, I've had some very high level personal development mentors over the years. And I think when people are in a really low state, they're very self, I'm going to use that word victim mindset because they don't know why this is happening to them. And so when I think high achievers are in that state, they're thinking about how can I succeed. I'm going off tangent a little bit, but this is your point, Melissa, is that I heard someone from the front of stage saying, I don't want to be a king or a queen. I want to be the maker of kings and queens. And that hit me like a brick. And I just thought, oh, that really resonated with my heart. And that was part of the unfolding of when you're trying to get out of the mud. It's a bit of a me syndrome, isn't it? Because you're really in survival mode. And then it kicks into we. And that, together we grow stronger. A bit like us as the Super Genius Masterminds who are talking all about their superpowers today. Are you ready for my prop?
Yes.
Absolutely.
This was just the entree.
Love it. Love it.
I've got my magic wand.
Okay.
I love it.
It's a wand if you use your imagination.
Yes.
It reminds me of Fraggle Rock and the Muppets.
Yes.
I love them. I
Me too.
love them.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comment box, everybody, if you love the Muppets.
Muppets
And the
and
Swedish
or Fraggle
Shepherd.
Rock.
And he's made up in the bleachers. Anyway, so
Well, I always got told I was animal. With all the red hair.
oh my gosh. In fact, I could just go and watch a show of the Muppets straight after this.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd like to talk from a little bit of a philosophy perspective, because as I was moving out of my health and wellness business and going into what I'm truly, truly good at, which is helping people become limitless and helping them move to higher levels of consciousness to literally be a powerful manifester. And what I started to think about was people's supernatural ability. Now, I'm of the belief system that many, many years ago in the ancients, people had like obvious superpowers that they could use in their daily life. Intuition, telepathy, moving things through energy. And that word supernatural, we all have something deep within our being that is our supernatural ability. Now, I'm not talking about the paranormal here with that word. Wouldn't you agree that the thing that we're really, really good at is our unique genius gift? And that is a supernatural power within us. But a lot of the time, once again, living in that victim mentality, where, if you are, I think things fall into 4 types of categories. A nurturer, which could be a teacher, a helper, someone who's always part of charities. There are motivators, the people who are always the cheer squad, or the people who can organize fantastic parties, those kind of people. And there are the motivators that are really, you just want to be around them because they help lift you up. And then there's the visionaries who have the insight and the creativity of seeing things way beyond the physical realm. And so there's sort of the four categories. And I believe that when we're growing up and we wear our super capes, we wear our Superman outfits, we wear our Batman outfits, we wear whatever our astronaut outfits, whatever we want. And then we're sort of told, don't do that. Don't be like that. Quieten down. You probably don't have the skills to do that. And we're sort of shut off from the things that we're really, really good at. And I believe that as we go through life and then we hit rock bottom because we've had enough people telling us that we're not enough, and we really believe that, it's just a big lie. We finally get to the point where we say, right, I've had enough. I am going to say, stuff it. I am just going to do what feels good to my heart. And then they start waving their internal magic wand and start growing into that person that they're meant to be, their supernatural ability. And so I really want people to reflect on that with things that you've been told that you should quieten down on, is that really part of your supernatural ability? And just to unlock that again and make it loud, make it really loud. Because if I can be on a live with my favorite peg holding my super cape on and have a Fraggle Rock magic wand, because also I love to have fun. I think it's so important that as we're trying to figure life out, we really need to have fun with the whole process and not take life too seriously. Detach from the outcome, James, and not be so attached to all these things that are actually holding us back. It's like wearing cement shoes.
Yeah. It's important for that very reason, right? Because we do become, or we can become at times, tied to what the way other people do things, the way other people think about things. And what I'm taking from what you're saying is just our sense of authenticity. What do I enjoy? And really, when I'm working with clients, that's one of the questions I ask them. What lights you up? What lights you up? And even while you were talking as well, I was thinking about Mike and how he talked about when he first came out, he was in suits and ties, and that wasn't him, and how much we love him as just the good old boy with the. And so it's just being our superpower is our authenticity, right? It is our detaching from the good opinion of other people and the way things have always been done or whatever, and really recognizing, hey, I can do it my way and still be successful. Like, I love D. D is all about the superheroes and superpowers and all of that. And you wouldn't have, well, I don't think I would have seen that in business 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't think I would have seen a Mike in business 20 years ago. That probably wouldn't have come across my radar. But now I think people are embracing more of who they are, what lights them up, and that is leading to ultimately success.
Yeah, so a beautiful quote by Rumi is set your life on fire and be around the people who are fanning your flames. And you two fan my flames. I love my Tuesday morning here down in Tomorrowland. And Melissa, you you've seriously just exploded into light over the past few months of me knowing you, and what gifts you also have, that the soul of music in your DNA, and the power of that, and that that power comes out through your leadership skills as well. And it's so beautiful and it's very magnetic. And so that's just my perspective of, observing you. And quite often we don't see those features in ourselves. It takes another person to see that. And then, quite often we sort of start going, we start shrinking. Like, oh, really? Yeah. So how did you feel while I was saying that to you? Like, was it, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but I don't know if I feel real comfortable.
It's funny actually, because one thing I was going to add to what James said is he brought up that authenticity piece. And one of the things that I've had trouble with, and I don't think I'm the only one, I think a lot of people do this, is figuring out what is authentic to me. Now that I'm a little bit older and I've been through a few things, I can either choose to hang on to some of the stuff that I used to think was authentic, but really no longer suits me, or look forward into where I'm at now and to learn and to grow into that authenticity of what I am now. So as I'm listening to you, I'm just like, yeah, that's the kind of person I want to be. Yeah, that's exactly. I want my light to shine on everybody else. When I shine, everybody around me shines.
Yes.
I'm the catalyst. That's what I want. Exactly. And I mean, it isn't that long ago that I was staying as hidden as possible. I mean, like Christmas, January.
Were you
know,
really?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I am so surprised by that because, like I said, I see you everywhere now. I am so surprised by that.
Yeah.
We all have skeletons in the closet, James, don't we?
Mine tap dance.
Ah, dear.
But I think we all do. And to be able to grow and flourish, you've got to stop and think about it and actually go, is this who I want to be when I grow up? Is this really what I want to leave the world with? When I leave this earth, because it's going to happen, what do I want to leave behind? Who do I want to have out there as my light in the universe? And hiding.
Yeah.
And what you were saying about what you think doesn't really fit you anymore, who you thought was you being authentic. It's just all the lies that are programmed into us growing up by the other people telling us we should be a certain way.
Yeah.
And one of my strengths, in case you didn't tell, is a truth teller. So, you can't, if we keep living behind a mask, we're going to keep being miserable. The end.
Yeah.
The end. Yeah.
So let it out of the box and be loud.
And yes, because I even think. Go ahead, Dr. Melissa.
No, and be unafraid.
Like that's the thing, right? That's we on here, we're talking about Fraggle Rock, the Muppets. You're not gonna see that more than likely on another business type of event video. Like you're not gonna but that's our thing. That's the symmetry. And Lisa with her cape and her magic dust buster.
I'd follow her anywhere. This is a woman who understands herself. Let's go.
I love it. But it does start with getting through that fear that you're talking about.
Of judgment.
Yeah. And really that starts with our judgment of ourselves, because everything out there is just a mirror, just mirroring us back to us. And so our judgment of what we're doing, and is this the right thing to do, and even some level of self-discovery involved in that, And even being okay if there are different aspects of us that we want to bring forth, right? Like it doesn't have to be just one way. It doesn't just have to be, I mean, one day we can get on here and clown, another day we can get on here and be something different, but that's the freedom to be. And I think that's what we're really seeking for, right? Like that's the superpower we all want to embrace and embody, the freedom just to be whoever I want to be in whatever moment I want to be in. Period. And that's the work. That's the journey. That's the journey.
Yes. And I wrote down gut check as you were saying that, James, is that but fear can also be a form of control. Yeah, very true.
For real.
Absolutely. And so I think when we want to step out and be who we should be, there's about a 5-second gap of your survival mechanism jumping in and talking you out of it. And so also when you feel really compelled to do something, like you really, really want to do it, that you've got to notice where that feeling's coming from. Is it coming from your heart, your chest? Is it coming from your belly? Those two places are really, really your intuition, your higher self saying, go for it. And then, because that's your superpower, listening to those little whispers or feelings of it's like, you remember when you were doing tests at school and they were multiple choice and you'd go through the first time and you'd answer them and then you'd go back a second time and then you'd start second guessing yourself if the first answer was right, and then you would change it, but you actually made it now incorrect because the first round was correct. And that's exactly what we do with ourselves every single day, over and over and over again. We second guess our beautiful innate power of being able to make a decision, because our survival mind, our caveman mind, kicks in, and that's our emotional center. And that's if we want to get scientific, I got my brain here.
In my your wand.
So I've only got half a brain. I had it open because there we go. Because this area here, this is the limbic system. This is our emotional center. I was actually talking about this yesterday, and the amygdala is the little area that's got all those programs from our childhood upbringing. That if we start to go outside of our comfort zone, it just throws a whole bunch of chemicals and neural peptides out there into our system in a nanosecond, and we change our mind. Our caveman mind has actually taken over that beautiful decision, which was the right decision to move forward on whatever we were thinking about. It's very powerful. And when we're more body than energy, which most people are, they live in a state of survival. They live in that loop over and over and over again. And it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward. The yo-yo dieter, I could go on and on. The person trying to get fit. There's so many things that we can see the pattern happening in our life, but we actually can't control it unless we learn how to actually recode and recalibrate that. And that's, that's what I do.
Yeah. I think awareness is a big part of that. I've been having that conversation a lot with people as well, about slowing your life down enough, whether that's through meditation, whether that's just sitting quietly, whether that's through journaling, where now you are aware of those thoughts. Because if we're in an unconscious state, those thoughts just come, they take over, now we're acting them out. but we can be aware of the thought when it comes and go, wait, that's not me, and not reacting to it. I think that's the beginning stages of really, really connecting with that higher, greater version of you that is unaffected by the things that would want to control us, like fear. Because fear, telling somebody today, this morning, fear is a thought first. It's a thought. And if I can just be aware that, okay, this is just a thought, I can go into where it comes from and who it came from and all that later. But if I can just be aware that this isn't me, that I can still forge ahead with whatever I purpose to do. It may be uncomfortable as I forge ahead, but just for being able to forge ahead with whatever the purpose was, whatever the plan was, whatever the action was, knowing that this fear, this thought that had come up has nothing to do with me. Now I'm halfway there. I may even be more than halfway there of accomplishing my goal. I have to imagine, I'm really curious about what Dr. Melissa, what you would say, because I know for me last year, I took all of last year off. I came out with a new message in January. I came out with a new brand, and there was some trepidation of how am I going to be received? I'm going to do this anyway, but how am I going to be received? That was a thought. But what was your transition from kind of playing the background to now being seen everywhere? What was your thought process?
The biggest thing that got me out of the tailspin that I was in
Mhm.
was to understand that what I was doing was no longer just for myself. That I needed to let that fear go because this could affect too many people and do too much good and have too much of a bearing on future state for everybody. So there's no room for me to be scared because there's too many people riding on this.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And you come out like gangbusters. I love it.
Well, and I
Very
appreciate I
powerful.
had the support of a lot of really amazing people. It's never one person, and the fact that so many people support what I'm trying to say just gives me more energy to say, yes, this is right. Yes, I can help a lot of people. Yes, this is something I need to drive home. So, I mean, credit where it's due. It takes a village.
Yeah, it always takes a village, and I think the power of that village is like everyone in that village has their own unique superpowers,
Mhm.
and all of that resonating together, that vibration together, like us three together, are just simply magic. It's beautiful, and we had no idea what we were going to talk about when we came together, if we were going to be able to work together, like compatibility.
Yeah.
And because we're all in our beautiful natural state of just being who we are and talking about what we're really passionate and good at, it's literally a magical recipe. And when James was talking about fear, that very clever acronym of false emotions appearing real, FEAR. And it's just all the lies that we were told growing up. And we bought that story. But we gotta decode the BS. Thank you, Chasen. We got to bring you onto one of our shows, mate. You're a superhero as well, and I love you so much. So yeah,
maybe that's the next. Maybe that's the next step in bringing on some of these awesome guests we have.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
We could do Super Genius Plus.
Super Genius Business Minds Plus, absolutely. And Chasen would be an awesome addition along with some of these other amazing people. But community is yeah, like that. That is being a part of. Like, this is what I love about being a part of this kind of dynamic, the Super Genius. I love when Lisa does her thing and then Dr. Melissa does her thing, or vice versa. I feel more free to do my thing because it's like, okay, there's that little tweak that makes what I do what I do. There's a little tweak, and so it's not like I'm trying to fit my thing into what you all are doing. I have the freedom to just talk about it from my perspective. And whether sometimes it's going to resonate with people, sometimes it's not. I totally understand what I teach and what I talk about. But it's like, okay, Lisa covered that, great. Dr. Melissa covered that, great. Now it's my opportunity, and I'm sure that's probably a mutual feeling among each of us because we all bring something different. But community is so important in that it just allows you to kind of grow at your own pace in your own way, and even gives you even more freedom to just be you, as long as you're part of a free community that doesn't say you have to be this way. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we're a part of.
Yes.
And our leader, Mike, embodies that. Like, he totally embodies that.
Yes, yes, indeed. And I think because as I'm speaking, I can see that both of you are listening, which is different to hearing.
Yes.
Very different. Jim Rohn always said, we have two of these and one of these for a reason. And the difference of listening to hearing is people who are stuck in their own world will be half listening to somebody, and then they sort of switch off and start thinking of how they're going to respond, how they're going to add their thing. But I learn from both of you, so I'm listening incredibly deeply, taking notes, and wanting to expand on things that you've said also, so we can all learn more. And it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's such a beautiful process.
Yeah.
It is. And isn't that like the ultimate superpower, though? Being able to listen. I know as a coach, that is everything to me. And in any kind of business, being able to hear, maybe even beyond what your client is telling you, so that you can get to the core, like that listening piece is everything. And like you, Lisa, I'm learning so much from each of you. So I'm listening as an audience member, not just, someone who is co-facilitating this with you. So
you're in the audience of the Muppets, up in the
I love it.
Oh, go ahead, James.
I was just saying, you just never know what's going to come out of any of our mouths at any time. What prop Lisa's going to pull from the corner. I love it. Go ahead, Dr. Melissa. I'm sorry.
Well, it's funny that we're talking about this. So here's the synergy, right? The community and the synergy. Because I was actually looking up quotes on listening today. Because if I have one superpower, it's my nerdiness, because I'm a nerd. So I have to share this quote with you guys, because here we are. Genuine listening is hard work. There is little about it that is mechanical. We hear with our ears, but we listen with our eyes and mind and heart and skin and guts as well.
Oh, I just got goosebumps while you said that.
Yeah,
I did. I agree. I didn't know that my gut was listening, but I like that. I like the heart and gut and all that. But yeah, it's so true. You listen with your whole being, right?
Yeah.
Like every cell in your body is alive, and being able to hear with your whole being and not have a story running in your head of, okay, well, I'm gonna say this, that. It's just it's what I got from Eckhart Tolle. Just being still and listening, and let what comes come, and then when it's your turn, what you're supposed to say will come to you in that moment. But being a good listener, that would have to be for me the greatest superpower, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. And Jim Rohn also said the greatest gift you can give somebody is the gift of your attention, and that is so powerful. And to go on to Melissa's nerdy quote, me being the nerd scientist, listening with your whole being is connected with your vagus nerve. It just comes down from your brain and just goes down all the way down to your belly. And then we've got the energetic component of that as well, which is, we can go into the quantum side of that. But I think we've run out of time to go any deeper into talking about woo.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no, because I'm sorry, James, I keep stepping on you. I don't mean
No,
to.
no, 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 no. I always wait till we get off before I start talking about you. So we good.
We've got a little delay on his side,
That-
which is
I-
why we talk over him.
Is that what it is? It's not
Mm.
just because I'm being rude and not
No,
listening.
no, no. He's got a slight delay.
Well, it's just that when we talk about empathy, that's exactly what we're doing, is listening with our heart. That's precisely what it is listening with our body. And yes, the ears and the verbal component is important, but there's so many other things that are happening to be able to both give and receive empathy. So that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. What Helen Keller did.
Good point. Good point. So I want to bring this home because I want to, like, the question was, what the belief is this superpower stuff? Lisa, how would you answer that question directly?
It is your innate supernatural ability, the thing that you're really good at. It lights up your soul. It comes naturally, but you might not even be aware that you're doing it. But other people see it. And so, and I'm not one for labels. I'm really anti-label. In fact, where the world is going with a label on every condition possible, especially with your mind, is really getting under my skin. But I need to detach from that, James. Yeah. So it's literally your innate ability. And you know, the real genius in that is finding a need in the marketplace and then filling it and earning a living from it, making income.
Yeah. Dr. Melissa, how would you approach that? Same thing or something that you would add to that?
You know, my thing with superpowers is that I believe absolutely everybody has them. But in so many hero genesis stories, there's something there that lies dormant
Mm.
until something happens. And that's where the self-reflection comes in, and the paying attention and the being in the moment. And who am I and what am I doing and how do I want to apply this? You know, a superhero story would be really dull if they showed up, they had it, yay world, and flew off. It would be like a 10-second superhero movie and no one would pay for it because it'd be really dull. The point is that they always end up having to go through something. There's a reason why they need that power. And I think that goes for everybody else too. Yeah, it's there, but what is the thing that's going to create that genesis? What is the thing that's going to spark it? Stop and think and reflect and figure it out. It might already be there.
That. And I asked that question as someone who wanted to learn from you. So I don't even know if I have a complete answer to that myself. I just wanted to glean from the wisdom that you two have. And so when I think of what the BLEEP is, this superpower stuff, you probably already said, so I just say it my way. It is finding that hidden, untapped area. First of all, for me, it always starts with connecting the soul. Everything starts with connecting with soul. And I believe that from there, soul kind of guides you into what that is. But if I were to put it in my terms, it's oftentimes similar to what you said, Dr. Melissa, something that we tripped and stumbled over and hit our head against the wall. And maybe we have worked out that area. And now that has become our superpower because there's passion attached to it. There is conviction attached to it. There is not wanting to see other people go through that attached to it. So it causes us to kind of, chest to go out, head go out, like this is something that I have to do. So for me, that's my quick answer to that. What the BLEEP is, the superpower stuff. It is that thing that you've overcome, that maybe you just thought I need to overcome this for me, but it's really, even as Dr. Melissa touched on, it's greater than us, right? Like it's not just me overcoming it. It is now me using this to help other people overcome the same. It's having that sense of responsibility for that superpower that you have and that you've been given, if that makes sense.
It's your gift to the world.
Your gift to the world. Your gift to the world. And I am looking at two amazing gifts to this world, to the hounds, and so privileged to be connected with you and your magic wand dustbuster. So, so I think we're closing here. I think this is our sixth one, so we have this was going to be our last one, everyone, but because we enjoy what we do, because you enjoy what we do, we're going to at least go 4 more sessions and then make a decision beyond that. We want to create something really big. We want to create a movement where everybody comes and uses their superpower to help all of us grow. So be on the lookout for that. But as it stands right now, we're coming at you 4 more times at least. So we'd love to see you here again, same time, same bat station. I think that's how that goes, right? So everyone have an amazing, amazing week. Make lots of money, make lots of contacts, walk in your purpose, and we'll see you next Monday. Take care. All right.
Bye.